not going to call you. And that was my life, okay, back to that. So, not any fun. And they go, but email me your special list on Friday. And I go, you know what? I just call a spade a spade. It's obvious that if you don't trust me enough to give me your first name and a cell phone, if you figure it out, then I'm just not for you here. And I go, get a hold of an agent you could at least communicate with, that you're okay with. They're like, oh, how dare you talk to me? I mean, I don't got time for that BS. I mean, a little courtesy. If we talked and we hit it off and you've given me everything you want, then you won't give me your name and number. We're done. You ever try emailing them? I'm emailing them. I'm working. You're confusing activity with accomplishment. Gary Keller says it all the time. I'm emailing. I'm working all day. You're doing nothing. If you can't call them on the phone and go, Tony, Brent, how are you? I'm good, Brent. How are you? Awesome. I got this great house I found. You wanted Peppermint Valley? I got it. It's the house you're going to buy. It's $600,000. It came on the market 2 hours ago. I would have had it at 8. This thing's going to have 30 offers tonight. Can you get off work?
Right.
Okay? So they go, no, I can't get off work, but I'll meet you at 5:30. You guys are too brave. You don't ask them to get off work. Can you meet me at 5:30? Well, I'm kind of busy tonight. Can we see it this weekend? It's too late. I'm asking people to get off work. Why? Because it's urgent. You sell homes to people who buy homes that are barely going to be there. Can you get off work? They always say yes or no, but hey, I can be, if it's that important, I can be there at 5:30. Don't ask them to meet you afterward. This is important. This is a great deal. This is worth getting off work for. Can you take a long lunch? So lots of signs. The best home, best location, any brokerage, distribution. I just showed you. I mean, I could have, you know, and when I get in the neighborhood, I'll just do, you know, maybe 2 on the lawn, 1 here, and I don't sign pollute inside the neighborhood. But on Fremont in Mallory, I'm a sign polluter. How many of you seen lots of signs out there anyways? Do it. Get them there. And if you don't, that's even better. Okay? Next, here's what they sign. I'm going to give each one of you these here, but don't change them. Do not change them. Do not change them at all. Fix them that way, and you guys can pass them back this way. But basically, your lenders will want to make them. You ever seen a normal loan application? 2-3 pages? Do you have a minute to fill this out? You're like, that's hours of information. No. Does this look like it takes a minute? Take a minute, get approved through us. If you call your lender, they will have you get off work and bring in pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, and spend hours at their office. You're done. If you're accurate, you're all done. I will call you with your approval Monday. Does that look harmless? People will fill these out, okay? Our approval department is liberal and generous. Can you guys say that in your mind? I hate it. Repeat that for me. I don't like that. It always sounds like zombies. Liberal and generous. But people are scared sometimes. They don't want to get turned down. Now, have you ever had someone get turned down? You guys ever had someone get turned down for credit? Yeah. Their lender goes, God, you had me run your last 2 people that couldn't buy a jar of peanut butter. Their FICO score was 482, 551. They went bankrupt last week. Did they not mention that to you? And you're kind of, and then you call these people back, and what do you say? What do you say? I'm sorry, you didn't qualify. I don't.
I'd say the same thing that you just said to you.
What?
Are you crazy? Why did you give me this? Why didn't you tell me about your bankruptcy?
No, don't do
Basically.
that. You're a high D. You're not allowed to speak your mind.
I know that.
You can think those things, don't audibly say them.
Filter.
Use restraint. So here's what you do. I call back, my record was I got 37 of them in 3.5 hours filled out. We ran credit on 37 people. But you can get names and numbers, right? Or you can have credit reports. What would you rather have? And I think on the 37, 18 qualified for the loan and the rest didn't. So I had 18 qualified, ready to go buyers. Not bad. But I approved all 37. And here's how I approve them. I would say, Hans, congratulations. I got you approved to buy a home up to $500,000 in about a year. Because why? His credit's bad, right? And then I would say to my lender, well, if Hans walked the straight and narrow, gotten this credit software, you know, and they scrubbed the credit, and they worked on his paying his bills on time, when could he buy a home? In about a year. So I quit turning him down. I would say, hey, you're approved. And sometimes it was bad. A bankruptcy seemed to be 2 years. Hans, it's going to be 2 years, but the next 24 months will fly by. You're approved to buy a home for $900,000 in 2 years. Everybody, how's that feel? Hey, I got you approved to buy a home in about a year and a half. Apparently there's some issues with the bankruptcy you had about a year and a half ago. Yeah, I'm still okay, no worries. But the next 18 months are fly by. My lender, Risha, would like to work with you. She'd like to be your personal coach and help you with your credit score and help you get it off, show you what things you need to pay off, and just have your credit squeaky clean in about 18 months, and you'll be living in a home like this. Sound good? I approve them all. It's totally different. And they go, thank you so much. I go, no problem. I go, by the way, I live off referrals. You have a brother, a sister, a coworker, a relative, a friend that might be getting ready to list their home or to buy one. Is there anyone you could refer me to? Yeah, try this person. Now, when you turn them down, you say, hey, sorry, you don't qualify to buy a home, but can you refer to somebody? They're embarrassed. They're like, they didn't want to talk to you. Oh, hey, no, I don't know anyone, and they're embarrassed they got shut down on their credit. So you don't get referrals. I would get referrals from people who get turned down. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. So quit turning down people. Ask your lender, go a step further. When could they buy? Okay. Now, people will come to you in the house and they're going to ask you, is it a bank repo? Yes, it is. It's huge. They go, yeah, I want to fill it out. I want the list. I publish the list every Friday. If you don't get anything else what I say it, because that way you'll get it on Fridays, you can shop the weekend. And it may be 3 months from now, you'll call me and go, hey, Brent, this is Jonathan. I'm in front of the house on Peppermint Valley. We love it. I'm like, who is this? It's up to you to call me. I'll never even know if you call me back. We'll kind of work off the honor system. But I'll take the time to send it to you every Friday. I've gotten calls from people a year later, 6 months later, 3 months later, and they call me, and I just write up the offer. But an important thing to realize is once they give you their information, then you ask questions. Number 4, write this down. Number 4, ask lots of questions. What do I mean by that? Well, if someone says, yeah, send us a list, I go, okay. Well, in my area, we have, are you open just here in Hayward, or would you do, or Fremont, or would you do Hayward? They go, oh no, we do Hayward. Give me 3 or 4 cities you'd be open to, somebody. Union City. Newark, and of course Fremont. So those 4, you want options here, right? Because there's not a lot of bankruptcies, not a lot of REOs. Okay, and then general price range you're shopping. 500. All right, up to 500K. Would you want a 3-bedroom or a 2-bath, or would you want more than that? 4-bedroom. How many baths? Could you live with 2?
At least 2.
At least 2. How about a 2-car garage, or do you have to have 3? 2-car, but 3 would be nice. 2-car plus. Okay. Now, square footage. What would be minimum square footage? I mean, obviously, a 1,100 square foot 4.2 is not going to work. 1,800 plus. Age of home matter to you?
Not really.
Age, no big deal. Single story or double? I'm just getting to know her. I'm building questions. I'm asking her, single story or double? Single. Okay. Would you like hardwood floors or carpet or tile? Okay. And I write down, is the pool important to you? Size of lot. I sit there and ask them as many questions as I can, as quick as I can. Okay. I get another couple right here, and they interrupt me. I go, hey, I'll be right with you. I'm sorry. I finished. I got a good one. I ride them to the beach. Okay. And I take down this information. I might pick the pace if this couple looks good. Now if he's slobbering and he's foaming, and I'm like, I'll be right with you. And I take all the time I want here. You do that? Yeah, I do. Okay. So I get all this information, and I go, okay. Then here's where you earn your money. I'm order taking, am I not? Now here's where you earn your money. You go, now if I found you that single story in Newark, and by the way, which is your favorite city of the 4? Newark. Okay, good, Newark. And it was not 1,800 square feet, it was 2,700 square feet. And it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a 3-car, and it had the pool. But it was at 525, because you told me up to 5. Because when I put this in the computer, it cuts it off. And if I put up to 5, and this thing, you will not know about that house. Because we could always offer 450 and try to get it from under 5 if you want me to tell you about it. How high can I go? Because let's say we did 550 and we offer 450, we end up at 495, we're still under 5. Can I go up to 550? Here's what they say. Oh heck, when you put it like that, go up to 575. Now all the order takers are looking up to 5. and they're showing them homes between 4 and 5. Are those homes nice? Sure they are. But are the homes between 5 and 575 nicer? Who's she gonna like looking at property with? The other guys or me? Who's showing nicer homes? Me. Who's tempting? What's your first name? Deanna more. Me. And so, let's say we find one. But Brent, what do you do if you find one at 550 and you offer 450 and they don't budge? I sell her the home at 550. They come up, pay full price all the time. When they write that offer, when they get them to write that offer, they've mentally moving into the house. When you write the offer, do you start stalking the house? Anybody bought a house here? You go, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. I bought an offer on a house. Come on, let's do lunch break. Let me show it to you. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone at midnight or 11 o'clock at night and driven down the street? Let's go see what it's like at night. It's dark, right? Let's just see what it's like at night. You drive down and your car's going, you slow down when you get by the house, it's going, you hear the car and the gravel and the asphalt. It sounds kind of like, and you jump out, flash, and the neighbor's like, this like me. You're taking pictures of the house, and you're stalking the house. You've got emotionally attached to it. Now, some buyers, they want a bargain. I get rid of them quickly. I refer them out for a 25% referral fee. We're getting to that in a minute, okay? But so they filled out this part. I've got my notes right here. That's what the bottom blank part's for. At the very end, I go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Brent. I never ask the name. What do salespeople do? Hi, I'm Bob. Hi, Betsy. Have I given her a card yet?
No.
Only give them a card if they ask for one. I go, oh, by the way, here's my card. You're a salesperson. Stop handing out cards. Okay? And at the very end, I go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Brent. What was your name? Betsy. Betsy, nice to meet you. I go, now, Betsy, if I find 4-3 in Newcastle, and it comes out at like $395, and it's a bank repo deal of a century, like some of the ones I told you about, how do I get a hold of you quick? Because they're gone in 4 or 5 hours. Now, just because you write an offer doesn't mean you have to buy it. You have a 17-day period in the contract to change your mind. You're just trying to agree on a price and a term with the bank, and then you have 17 days to change your mind. I haven't told her my goal is when I write, I would say, here's why we don't want to do that. But in the contract, she does have 17 days. I go, so there's no way to get, you have plenty of time, weeks to think about whether you really want to buy the house. But how do I reach you quick? And she, you get a cell phone or something?
Yes, I
Great, all right, so go ahead. And she gives me, and then her husband, Bill's there, and Bill goes, oh, here's mine. She never answers. Right? And then, and honey, I've gotten like 5, 6, 7 numbers when I teed up like this. Somebody came number, but I built rapport. I've talked about the good deals. So, so here's what I promise you. You're going to go do some open houses and you're not going to do well. I didn't either when I was new. Do it again and again and again. And don't stay in that same neighborhood. Move around. Do some at 400, do some at 800, do some at 600, do one on Saturday, one on Sunday. I would do Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday for about 10 weekends, about 2.5 months. I did it Saturday and Sunday. I'd be out there at noon and go till 5, and I'd be showing property at 9:30 in the morning, and then my open house at noon to 5, then showing property at 6, writing offers at 8 or 9, and I did double open houses every weekend for about 2.5 months, and that's all any of you will be able to handle if you do it the way I taught you. And you'll have so many clients, you're like, I can't do both open houses, and you'll cancel Saturday. And what happens on Saturday, you'll start showing property at 9, 11, 1, 3, and 5, 2-hour slots. Nobody ever gets more than 2 hours. Nobody ever sees more than 5 to 7 properties. So let's switch gears here in the next 45 minutes. And you guys get the idea on how to generate leads? Now, if you're a talented agent, hire a buyer's agent, plant them at open houses, and teach them how to get leads. I hired a new agent recently. She sold 5 homes in the last 6 weeks. Do you have any idea how much money I made? I have her on a 60-40 split, and she sold 5 homes. Guess how many of those I did? None. Guess how many offers there were? I answered her questions. She calls me every day. She called me yesterday at 4, and she'll ask me a question or two. So I mentor her, but I taught her how to do these open houses. I showed her how to do the signs. She's a talented, outgoing person. And if you get 1 or 2 people, but they don't know how to write offers. People says, why do they go to work for you if you don't provide leads? I teach them the fish. I don't give them the fish. I teach them. I'm going to teach them how to make $250,000 a year. Follow my system. And they go out there. They're ready, willing. They're happy. You're burned out. You've been doing it a while. They're ready to go Saturdays and Sundays. Turn them loose. And they got people skills. They have the gift of what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can talk. They're comfortable. They may be scared, nervous, but I mean, she's just selling. How have I felt the past 6 weeks with her selling 5 homes?
Great.
Lindsay Platzer, another one of my agents, she just sold 3. Between the 2 of them, that's 8. And I know, Lindsay doesn't even call me anymore, but I get paid on those 3 homes. So you don't have to have leads to have a team. I have all those buyer's agents, we give out some leads. I have people who call me, past clients and this and that, but mainly I teach them how to go do it. And we're doing a lot of business, 30 million a year, and it's not even what I do anymore. So I'm gonna shift gears on you and talk a little bit about buyers, how to work with buyers. Number 1, the first thing I'm gonna teach you is how to write a smart offer. Traditional, and I'm a very traditional guy, and smart. Okay? Different. I love Norman Rockwell. The guy's great, but not in real estate. Traditional offer, 30-day close. $400,000 home, what do most people put up for a deposit? 1%. Most people put up 1, would you agree? At least in Sacramento they do.
Yeah.
Is it more here?
You want it?
You're telling me, I don't believe that. You're telling me everybody puts up 3% here?
No.
No.
No. So we'll agree 2%, right? We'll go between one I've heard